Welcome back to Apex33. This is an update on our workshop video focusing on the white car that you saw in the previous workshop video. It came in as a non-runner after going to another garage that pretty much only see modern cars. They didn't know what they were looking at. They took a few things apart, and then it went in as a bad runner, came out as a non-runner. Arrived here and some mechanical work. It turned out quite quickly. We worked out it wasn't running properly because of fueling. We changed a few things, new set of injectors, which everything helped. Turned out it had the wrong throttle position sensor on it, which was stopping it revving over about 1200 RPM. Sorted all that out. Turned out the fault rather with the system was the small fuel pipe above the tank. It was being sucked so hard it was collapsing in on itself and stopping the fuel supply after a couple of minutes of running. So one of these easy fixes once the tank is out, but it's finding it. So anyway, got that sorted. Car runs like an absolute dream, all perfect. So after the mechanics were done on the car, the customer was very happy and then decided focusing on the appearance. There was a tear in the fabric of the seat, so we've got a very good trimmer, an absolute artist. He works with needle and thread, not a CNC machine. So he cut out the section of seat, stitched in a new section, so that was an invisible repair. And then the owner wanted the whole car resprayed, and there was no point looking at that until the mechanics were done. So brilliant, it now works, so let's make it look pretty. Quite a big job. Started stripping the car, ready for a full respray, and it was done to a very, very high standard. But what made that job extra big, it wasn't just a coat of paint. The car was very straight. There was no dents or accident damage to sort out. It had some quite bad rust at the bottom of one of the wings, so a replacement wing was sorted. They're bolt-on wings, so it's easy to change that. So that was done. But there were two areas on the car which were very, very rusty, and it was impossible to get those items sorted out without going to big lengths. The roof at the top of the windscreen, in between the windscreen and the sunroof, there was a section that was rusted out, which was 9-10 inches by 4 or 5 inches, like a letterbox size. When the fabricator who painted it, when he cut the section out, as you'll see in the pictures, it was incredible. And he fabricated a new section, and as a lot of you will know, welding sections into a roof is tricky because it's a curved panel. You have to get it right, and in this particular example, it marries up with the top of the windscreen, so it's got to be perfect. He did a perfect job. And the other area was at the bottom of the windscreen where the wiper motor assembly mounts. Once we stripped the car, the screen was taken out, and once the screen came out, the wiper linkage was flapping around. It turned out to be the sealant holding the screen in that was holding the wiper linkage in. There was nothing mounting it, no bolt holes, it had all rusted away. So no repair panels were available. A search happened, even looked for a dead car to cut sections out of, but nope. So again, hats off to the fabricator that did the roof and the paint job. He made a whole new section, again, you'll see in the pictures, around the bottom of the screen. And it was the full length, from left to right, right across the bottom of the screen. And in the middle of the screen, at the middle of that section, is all the mounting sections for the wiper linkage. So again, it has to marry up with the windscreen. So it's got to be perfect, and it was perfect. It doubled the length of the paint job doing all of that, but what a job. So he did all of that. There was a little bit of patchwork underneath, which just around a jacking point and a seating mount area, so that was all just reinforced. Then the car was painted, and then it came back for a careful but quite meticulous rebuild. And it was a fantastic result. And like all of the resprays that we do in here, when the cars get put back together, every single component going on is either cleaned, made sure it's good, or replaced. Depending on the budget of the job, We can put new parts on, but getting the parts is difficult, but sometimes you've got them. We've got a few in stock. If not, it's clean the old ones, put them on. So after the paint job was done, put it back together, we put the car through its MOT, and after all of that work with a respray, it obviously flew through the MOT, no advisories, and very soon after it was finished, I didn't want it hanging around, not a freshly painted white car. Customer came to collect it, drove it away, totally happy, perfect, haven't heard a dicky bird since. One happy customer, and that was one big project. And here's the final result. This is always a therapeutic sound. Lovely.